Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Turns out that Mutahar is another lying sack of crap. Well, guys, I'm back. Well. The guy that's always pointing fingers. The guy that's always exposing people for being BSers. Well, here we are. Let me tell you something, guys. You know, it's okay if you don't have a degree. As a matter of fact, this guy is hiding the fact that something very lucky happened to him. Most of the world, do you think most of us that are writing essays, grinding away in school, doing all this other crap in order to get a degree so we can make a decent living, right? Do you think we'd rather do that or just win the YouTube lottery and become a millionaire that way, right? This privileged dude is out here pretending, right, that he's got this hard life. My dad's got 2 doctor degrees. Oh my gosh. 2? Most people can't even get 1. That takes a lot of money. Now, this guy's out here claiming he's an engineer. And by the videos I've seen, because, you know, I watch some of his videos, but I'm not like an everyday listener to his BS, right? Like, you know, the Carl Jobs stuff was pretty cool. Completionist, you know, that kind of thing I'll listen to. But I'm not watching him stream and all that stuff. But this guy can't get the word engineer out of his mouth. And this dude didn't even graduate. He's a dropout. But let me tell you, most people that have engineering degrees or any type of degrees would rather be doing YouTube than grinding away for 4 years at a university, right? With people they don't like. They'd rather be playing video games at home, becoming a millionaire that way. Right? But there's always these type of guys. This guy, let me tell you, the master would be proud. Tallarico would be proud right now of the level of BS of this guy at this moment. Right? Because unless he can produce, a diploma, which he can't, apparently, because you said he dropped out of school, why the hell would you call yourself an engineer over and over again? Guys, at the office, I have never, ever said, heard anybody say, talk about their degrees, what your degree is in, what you did. Nobody does that, right? The only time that we know each other's degrees is when we, exchange business cards. Nobody talks, there's no engineer out there saying, I'm an engineer every other video, every other conversation. They don't have to. Like, you work where you work, that's how you know. Right? And as a matter of fact, you don't even want to talk about this stuff. You don't want to talk about work when you're not at work, right? Do you think I want to keep talking to Bob, right, of why I used a weighted average of 0.40, right, for the most recent period? I don't, because I hate Bob and his fat wife, and Bob hates me. But even when we're talking with Bob in accounting, right? I don't know what Bob's degree is in. I don't know. I don't care. And he doesn't care about my degree. Nobody does. Even when we go to, team building events and we get plastered, nobody knows who anybody is. Right? And it's okay. You don't have to BS people. If you don't have a degree, that's cool. I know many mechanics and plumbers, I don't say many, but a few, that make a lot more money than people with degrees that I know that have actual degrees that are worthless. So, but the one thing that bothers people is that you don't earn it and you claim it. If you dropped out, you dropped out. Don't be making up fake degrees. I'm telling you, Tallarico's right now looking at him going, good job, baby. The master taught him well. But probably the worst part here, guys, is that he's out here exposing people for being bullshitters. Well, why don't you start with yourself, right? Claiming that you're an engineer when you're not an engineer. Making up these fake engineering degrees. Guys, there are certain professions where you don't even want to say it because sometimes you have to register, right? There's different. You can get a degree in engineering right? Without passing the test. Depending where you are in the world. I don't know where you're listening to this stuff, right? It could be different in your country. But here you can get degrees in different things and not take for example, not take the state or your country's test to actually become certified. So then you can only say, I have a degree, for example, in whatever. It could be in nursing, it could be in engineering, it could be in anything, in teaching, right? But until you take the test and become certified, you are not that. Well, in this case, it's not even that. This guy, he's a computer engineer, he's I don't know, video engineer, whatever the hell he's claiming. Forget about a bachelor's. This guy's got a master's in bullshit. That's what he has. and there's no reason. Let me ask you guys. This is how out of touch this guy is, right? And you can see that this guy's privileged because every regular person out there, right? Let me ask you, would you rather say, I'm a millionaire or I'm an engineer? Fuck my education. I want to say I'm a millionaire. I'd rather say, hey, I sweep the streets. I clean toilets, whatever. I don't care. As long as that money's in the bank and I can call myself a millionaire, that's what I want. Screw the degree. But these people lose sight of that. It's not even what a normal person would think, right? They get in this YouTube brain, right? It's all about social media. He's connecting with his audience. Well, if you're going to connect with anybody, let's start by not bullshitting them, right? You like your friends, doesn't matter what they are. Some of my friends have degrees, some of them don't. I don't care. That's not why they're my friends. That's not why I value them. Right? That's not how you value people. If you do, well, then you're just like this guy. Obviously, he comes from a culture where education is valued. Now, he may know a lot of things, which is great. He knows about programming. He knows about video editing. He knows about all this other stuff, which is great. And not only that, you got a lucky break and you become a millionaire on YouTube. So you don't have to do any of the crap that we have to do in the real world. And you don't have to put up with Bob in accounting and his fat wife. But it's not enough. It's not enough, right? They got to lie about themselves. You got to be an engineer. Oh, man, these guys, it's so entertaining. But let me ask you, is it this guy that should be out there exposing people for being bullshitters when he has a master's degree in lying? I don't know. I'm sure there's another video there somewhere. Well, guys, let me tell you something. I don't know any engineer that has time to make YouTube videos every freaking day, have all these jobs, become an investor. He's got other business and all this stuff. I don't know anybody that does that. I can't do it. I can barely squeeze out this video right now. Let me tell you, yesterday I turned in my work like 2 minutes left before it was due. And the video production on this is nothing because I'm just sitting here talking for a few minutes because I have the last 2 months, I haven't even had time to sit down and do anything. I barely had enough time to wipe my ass. Right? And that's how most people are. If you're lucky enough to win the YouTube lottery, that's enough. You don't have to make up crap. And this guy clearly did. There's something missing. But, that'll be part of another video. Him and Carl Jobs, I know why they're buddies. All right, humans, I'll make another one as soon as I can. I've just been as busy. As busy as you can imagine. I'm in my final semester, right? I'm in my final semester, and I'm working on this new project. This is a brand new project that I'm starting. It's a 3-year project, and it just requires so much work and trying to balance everything with family, and everything else. I just don't have time, you know. I don't have time, and I haven't had many things of interest. But this one right here, let me tell you, this one right here is particularly interesting to me because there's so many people, so many students out there that I see grinding it out, even adults, trying to earn it, right? You have to earn it. Call yourself whatever you want, but be yourself. And if you want to call yourself an engineer or a nurse or a mechanic, go out there and earn it, right? And I've always been the same, been consistent on this, because in YouTube, it's very easy to call yourself a journalist, now an engineer, right? A lot of people are mechanics. They just make up crap. They're chefs all of a sudden, right? Because they can cook in a barbecue or some crap. No, don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. If you really want that title, go out there and earn it. Let me tell you, it'll be the best feeling in the world once you do. All right, humans, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.